What's going on, guys? We are back. Sorry, something came up, but we're back. All right. In the middle of a gunfight, in the middle of a restaurant. Come with your hands held high, and they're never gonna catch me. How's it going? It's going all right. Did you see what happened yesterday? No, I did not. If you're debating, go ahead and hop in the box. Would appreciate it. I think we got someone already off the gate. If you guys want to go ahead and double tap that, actually right there. Double tap
Burgers and
that.
fries, buddy. Burgers and fries.
Don't be weird. I'm dead serious. Okay, I'll just kick you out the live. It's fucking weird. Don't be weird. Are you debating?
Burgers and fries. Fuck no.
Okay, I don't know what that means. If you're debating, hop in the box. If you're gonna be fucking weird, call a therapist. I don't have time for it. Ridge, appreciate it. If you're debating, go ahead and hop in the box. Fucking weird, unfuckable people. Ridge, what's up? Hello, Ridge. You have TV on? Okay, didn't mean to join. If you're debating, go ahead and hop in the box. Would appreciate it. That'd be cool. See who we got all in here. What's it? Maximo? What's up? What's going on?
Hi, I was just wondering, are you...
You're way too young to be in here. If you're debating, hop on in the box. Would appreciate it. That would be awesome. I'm going to see if I can get Josh back in here. Not sure. I don't know if Josh is at lunch or whatever. Sorry I was late, guys. Something came up. I hope you guys are doing all right. Welcome. We're back. Going to be back for a few more hours. We'll see how it goes. And that'd be nice. The tariffs have been reinstated. Pretty fun. The tariffs have been reinstated. A sissy boy, I like your hairline. Very nice. Both the cut and the actual hairline are fucking wild combination. But if you're debating, go ahead and hop on in the box. Would appreciate it. That'd be great. Temporary though, yeah. Dakota. All right, Dakota, what's going on? What's your take? Hello. Dakota, you're live. Hello. All right, did not connect. You can't even define fascism. I can spell it though, Rex. Funny story, I can spell it, unlike you. You can't like the live. If you're going to like the live, you got to double tap right here. Double tap that, you guys, it'll like the live and help get some people in here. See if we can get some other people in here. See if Jaden, anyone joining. It'd be nice if Jaden could join. I know it's the afternoon. We're doing some day lives. Tomorrow, we'll probably not do a morning live and just do a night live. Right, maybe a little bit longer than normal. We'll see. I got baby K, but yeah. I wish I could go live tonight, double it up for the live, but I'm not going to be able to have baby K, so that is what it is. Am I streaming at 6? Nope, we're just going to have a day live tonight, so. Anyway, if you guys want to double tap the screen. I don't think I went out live to people. Maybe I should just go live on my main account. I think maybe we'll restart. Appeals courts having both sides gather information to argue their case next month? Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I hope they stay off. I don't really know. But for now, they're on, so all that economic strife is back to awesome, cool. So now we get to watch the economy decline for even longer. Yeah, no? All right. No, we don't have any of the regular guests up in here. Let me see. Let me see. No. All right. Well, if you guys are debating, hop in the box. Would appreciate it. If you guys want to do me a solid though, double tap the screen right here, right there where the host box is, and that'll help you out. That'll get some people in here. So, oh, damn. Hold on, I gotta fix the AC. Gotta crank the AC up in here. It's hot. It's hot. I hate tapping in this format. Sorry, guys. It just is what it is, but that's just what it do. Maybe I should go. I don't really want to go live on the main account. I don't really want to go live on the main account. I don't think it went out live to people. I'm going to reset, and I'm going to do it just on this phone on the main account, and we'll sort of see what happens. All right? So I will be back in about 30 seconds over on TikTok. When we come back in, everybody bombard the shit out of the chat. I'm just going to go live on the main. I'm going to go live on the main, or I'll go live on this account, and I'll just go live on it. So, all right, I will be right back on TikTok. Everybody over on YouTube, hit that like button, and give me just a minute. Double tapping, nice. If you guys are over on YouTube, want to hit that like button, I'll get some people in here, would appreciate it. There's a lot of people that have been following for a long time and in here for a long time that do not have subs yet. So, again, we have a 13 subs left for today's goal across all platforms. 13 subs left. All right. All right, let me hit the refresh over here. All right, what's going on? If you guys want to go ahead and double tap the screen, comment, interact, help get some people in here, would appreciate it. Let me join up in over on this account. That'd be cool. Oh, I'm not on that account, this one. All right. Okay. All right, what's going on, everyone? If you guys want to go ahead and double tap the screen, Tia, appreciate it. Thank you. Happy 1-year anniversary, YouTube buddies. Tia, appreciate it. Thank you for subbing over onto YouTube. We got 12 left on the day. Appreciate it. I'm gonna message Josh, see if Josh is joining. All right. All right, if you guys want to double tap the screen, comment, interact, help get some people in here, would appreciate it. See if we can get some debates going on. Tia, appreciate it for the 10 gifted subs. Can we get some dubs and drumsticks in the chat for Tia with the 10 gifted subs? I think we got like 2 more subs left, and then we're there. Tia, appreciate it. Thank you. Can we get some dubs and drumsticks in the chat for Tia? I am going to find out what's going on with my Stream Deck, and when my Stream Deck is not working. Oh, well, that would help. If it was plugged in, it might be working. That's cool. I'm not sure why it got unplugged, but all right. Got ghosts and shit. Tia, appreciate it. Thank you. Can we get everyone to get some dubs? Tia, appreciate it. Thank you. If you guys got a sub over there, make sure you guys leave a dub for Tia. If you guys want to double tap the screen, comment, interact, help get some people in here, that would be cool. LGBTQ is no different than the KKK? What the fuck, bro? Go. Are you serious? I think brain dead takes for 101, Alex. Brain dead takes for 400. That's crazy. That's crazy. First things first is the fashion sense. LGBTQ are not wearing that gaudy-ass clothing. That's for starters. Number one, asking for rights is the same thing as trying to take them. You are stupid. You'd never have a thought again. I just think this, I'm about to crash out. Never have a thought again. Literally, next time you have a thought, just let it go. Just let it pass on in one ear and out the other, and just never have a thought literally ever again. Literally pass up. The same for you, buddy. You ain't got the mental capacity or wherewithal to be having conversations that are that deep. Maybe stick to talking about football, all right? Just leave this alone. Don't ever speak another word again. Never speak another word again. What painfully stupid thing to say. Like, so profoundly, it's weird because we live in a world where everyone has access to social media and everyone can say the most profoundly stupid shit, and they're too clueless, too stupid to know, too dumb to know that they're that dumb. I have no idea what does that mean, that new saying people are saying? I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what that means. But if you are debating, grab a pair, hop in the box. That would be cool. What does that mean? SYBAU. I don't know what that means. I have no idea. Come up with something on your own. I don't need to, like, copy trends to be, you know. Am I in your mom's basement? No, I'm actually in your old room. I'm putting up a swing with your mom. We're going to have some fun on it later. You should stick around. If you're debating, go ahead and hop in the box. Would appreciate it. That would be cool. Meg are too dumb to be fascist. Interesting take, but fascism is stupidity, essentially. So, you know. If you're debating, go ahead and hop on in the box. Would appreciate it. That would be cool. Take a breath. I have 3 more years left to cry. Well, you're going to destroy the government. I don't know. You're going to destroy the country. What do you mean? 3 more years left to cry? There's nothing getting done. He's just trying and failing. How God, I mean, literally, you spent 4 years crying about Biden that actually got shit passed that help you and I. Fucking crazy. Is any one of these really scared? Listen, oh, Mike, oh, no, we don't deal with cowards in here. You don't turn off the request, coward. You're weak. You're a sad human being. Weak behavior. If you're going to go ahead and hop in the box, please, I would appreciate it. Listen, I don't deal with cowards, so turn your requests on and hop on in the box. That would be cool. If you're scared, go to church. I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but your mom ain't one. If you want to, if you are debating, hop on in the box. I'd appreciate it. Because I got a call, we're dreading, and now I have to get ready. So love y'all. Send not to love, important in life. Just call you. See, love. Denise, I hope everything's going all right. I hope you're doing all right. I'm not sure what's going on, but, you know, I hope you're doing all right. Someone hop in and tell me why Donald Trump is not a coward. They're definitely fascists. They just don't know it. That's fair. Trump doing really good. Trump doing really good. It's fun watching you have a meltdown. It's fun watching you be a coward. Just like your president. You're too scared to debate me. Oh, that's a good background. I got a background for you. I got a background for you. I got a background for you. This is a good one. I got a background for you. Boy, do I ever. I'm going to mix up the colors a little bit. Get a little bit of stuff in here. Let's see. I got this. Ooh, I got this. This is a good one. This is a good one. Let me add some gradient to this. Add the gradient. Where's the gradient? There we go. Pink, blue. All right. All right. All right. We don't need the Oxford comma. I think we'll get rid of the Oxford comma in this one. I got it. This is going to be good. Are they still crying in the comments section? I really do hate the Canva app, though. It sucks. All right, let me get this over there. This is a good one. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. Here we go. Hold on. Oh, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. This is a good one. That's actually genius. Genius. Oh, it's true. It's true. Look at, they're just crying from the comment section. This is great. I love this. This is the best one I've ever come up with. Go debate Charlie Kirk. He won't even debate Parker. You think he could debate me? That's funny. All right, if you're debating, go ahead and hop on in the box. Let me see if I can get someone in here. None of my regulars are available, or I messaged Josh. I haven't heard anything. All debate me. Go ahead and hop on in the box. I invited that dude. Kirk got decimated in Cambridge. I'm gonna be real with you. Charlie Kirk got fucking eviscerated at Cambridge. Drew, appreciate the 5 gifted. We hit our goal. Let's go. Oh, it's not playing. I gotta update the driver here. It's not playing anything. Let's go. Can we get some dubs and drumsticks in the chat for Drew with the 5 gifted? Appreciate it, Drew. If you guys are over on YouTube, get some dubs. Hit that like button. Help get some people in here. See if we can get some people in here to debate. Something About You is Creepy is wild projection. But if you were debating, hop in the box. Would appreciate it. Drew, appreciate the 5 gifted over. Thank you for supporting the channel as always. Appreciate it. I did want to talk about Charlie Kirk at Cambridge because he got annihilated. That was some impressive debating. That was, I'm going to be real, that was some of the best debating I think I've ever seen. That was a shut down show. I could not have, I don't think I could have done that good of a job. Some of those kids at Cambridge, holy shit, the girl that debated him annihilated him. Annihilated him. That was actually impressive. That was super impressive. I'm not gonna lie. I debate for a living, but holy shit, that was good. That was good. I'm not sure I could have done a better job of shutting him down than that. That was impressive. Eric, what's up?
Oh, yeah. I just heard you wanted to debate people. You were calling us a coward. I got a friend here, Politics Pete. He says you blocked him.
Huh?
He says you blocked him because he was schooling you on a TikTok live the other month.
I don't know who Politics Pete is. If I blocked him, it's for a reason.
Yeah, because he was schooling you. He was hitting you with the facts. It was just before the election.
I don't know why you have to.
Trump being a threat to security.
Yeah, I don't know why you have to dick ride someone else. Can you debate for yourself, or you need someone else to come?
Well, he's a no. I'm just trying to call out your agenda here. Your liberal agenda. You're trying to call us cowards, but you won't You won't
I
follow
have
your
no
words.
idea. If I block them, it's for a reason. I have no idea who Politics Pete is.
You
Couldn't
blocked
tell
them
ya.
because you're a coward.
What was the debate over?
It was well, I don't remember. It wasn't my debate.
Cool. Are you going to debate, or you just wanting him to come in here for you?
Well, I didn't ask to be. I just asked to be added in here.
You know who he won't debate?
Take the
He
opportunity
won't
to call
debate.
you out on.
He won't debate Jaden. He won't debate Jaden. He won't debate. I bet he won't go in there to debate Polly. Huh?
Yeah,
Huh?
but you're
Huh?
calling us cowards. That's
Huh?
personal.
I am calling you a coward. You're asking that I go and debate someone else. Why can you not defend your own positions? You're
Well, I
literally
haven't even
like, I'm
stated my
not going to. I'm
positions.
too scared to debate
You're
you.
already pressed.
Debate him.
I haven't
You're
even
like, I'm
stated
too
my
scared.
positions, and you're already pressed.
You're like, I can't. I'm too scared to debate you. Debate this guy. I thank you for proving my point. Are you going to debate, or you want
You
to
were
go?
calling me a coward, though.
Yes.
Do you have
Yes,
any
I
facts
did.
Do you have any?
Okay, I'm going to simplify this for you. You don't want to debate me. You want someone else to do it.
Well, I never asked to debate you.
Why? That's not the fucking conversation. The conversation has to do with whether or not you're a coward.
Well, if I had a neutral take on something and you had a strong take on it, and I don't want to debate you, that doesn't make me a coward, does it?
Why do I need to debate Politic Pete on being a coward? The whole conversation here is that Trump
not
is
on
a
being
coward.
a coward. Not on being a coward.
This isn't a debate, man. Are you debating? You're debating me about debating someone else. Are you debating me about Trump?
I'm not debating. I'm just trying to call you out.
Okay, then why are you here?
Because I told you to unblock Politics Pete, and he wants to have a
I
word.
have no
and I
idea
feel
who
strongly
Politics
about it.
Pete is. I have no idea who he is. Wouldn't even know what account he is.
Yeah, he's
Don't really
obviously
give
a lot
shit.
smarter than you.
If I blocked him, there's a reason.
He's
Why don't you
obviously
marry
a lot
him
smarter
then?
than you.
Cool, marry him.
And you're calling him a coward out of your fragile ego.
I called you a coward.
Yeah, because you call people names when you have nothing else to say.
You don't even know what the debate was over. How am I supposed to defend what happened in a debate if you don't even know what it's over? It's so weird to me. Not a single time.
I can't believe.
Not a single time have I ever watched someone. I was talking. I don't know if you know this word.
He schooled you so bad. You made a TikTok about it?
Stop talking. Stop talking. Can you even be on this live? We're within 500 feet of a school. Listen. At no point do leftists go in and go like, you won't debate. You won't debate. You won't. That doesn't happen. That's a rarity. Why is it so common on your side to go, you won't debate this person? Why can you not debate? I don't need someone else to tell me what to think, what to do, whatever. Do you know what it was over or no? Hey. Do you know what the debate was over with him or not?
I think it was about abortion.
I don't debate abortion.
Oh, I can't remember. It wasn't my debate.
Cool. Well, when you figure it out, come the fuck back. If you're debating, hop in the box. If you're not, please hop out. Would appreciate it. Good Lord. That's probably Pete, by the way. I don't know what you debated, but you lost. It's literally crazy. Anyways, if you're debating, hop on in the box. Would appreciate it. This guy is Pete on a troll account? Probably. You being funny? Anyway, if you're debating, hop on in the box. Would appreciate it. That would be cool. Be awesome. See if we can get some people in here. Is any of my regulars in here? I mean, I see Sharon. There's Bish. I'll invite Bish. I don't know if Sharon's out doing stuff. Gray-eyed, you can come in if you want. I don't know if Bish wants to. Bish been doing other stuff, but hey, Bish.
Hey, how's it going?
How you been?
I've been great. I'm just between appointments right now, so I popped on to listen for a little while. But yeah, come say hi.
Nice. I was trying to get a debate in here so I don't have to close the live out. That would be nice, because I do have an appointment at 3:30. So I'm trying to get a debate in here so that I can go deal with that for a few minutes. So hopefully we get someone in here. Hey, Gray-eyed. Hey, Sharon.
Hey, what's up, Gray-eyed Bish?
Hey there.
How's it going?
Oh man.
Pretty good.
It has been
Bish, I
one
know
hell of a
I'm
day.
probably
It's a goose.
well past, but did you get married?
About a year plus ago, yes. There's some things
Oh my
on.
God, time really has flown.
Yes.
Okay,
Scroll back a little bit. I mean, I don't show my husband because he's private, but yeah, it was a Disney wedding.
Fantastically got married. Extravagantly got married. Yeah.
A little subtle.
Pictures are lovely. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Well, much belated
Thank you.
congratulations.
Have we had any good debates today? I just joined right for that last Pete complaining guy.
No. They're
No,
few and
we
far
really.
between, unfortunately.
Yeah, we've had a couple. The one that was usable for YouTube, the dude kept hitting me with a buzzer
Some
noise.
whiners.
I was like, fuck.
Come on.
Anyway. So I'm trying to get some debates going, trying to get that all pumping back out, and it's going to take a few weeks of constantly posting debates for the YouTube algorithm relikes me again. But you know, we're doing all right. The tariff stuff really screwed us. Have been focusing on posting stuff to YouTube. It's just getting everything in order. It's been kind of chaos in my personal life too, but you know, it is what it is. I'm trying to get
Welcome to
it
2025.
back. Well, you know, I had the whole thing. I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. I've had the whole thing with my stalker. So,
Right.
you know, I've been dealing with my lawyer and stuff, and trying to get that all resolved. And that's been a lot. And so it's just like thrown my whole rhythm off to the most fucked up degree. And so I've been trying to get back into that, but it's like every time it's like, fuck, I don't have time for this or that or this or that. So I have to go and fucking like compile videos, which takes fucking hours. Or, you know, I'm just like, fuck, I can't get into the rhythm. I don't know. I've just been off my beat for at least 3 months. So I got to get back into it. And plus, making it worse, TikTok is not giving out views. So it's kind of like I got to figure out where to put my time and resources and effort to make it through these bullshit months of the Trump administration and hope I make it out on the other side. So that's kind of where we're at. But, you know, host is annoying. You should talk to your mom.
Eric,
Why
are you
follow
okay
me?
in the comment section? You're doing an awful lot of crying.
Get a job, get a better
So many
picture.
whiners.
Mike, why do you look like you talk to underage girls on the internet? Shouldn't you be...
It's always the fish pick every time.
I'll be real with you, Mike. That's giving creepy uncle vibes. Just being real. Colleen, are you debating? You debating? You want to hop on in the box? I don't know who laughs about stalkers. It is weird that people like... I wouldn't wish a stalker on someone because I know what it's like. You know what I mean? But it is weird that someone's like doing that. That they would be like, oh, stalker, oh, yeah, sure. Huh. Like, who would diminish that? You know what I mean? I couldn't imagine like someone being like, yeah, this is this really horrific experience that happened to me. And then being like, oh, yeah, huh? Yeah, was it? It's weird. It's weird. You know? Like Mike, the one time you walked in on Chris Hansen, that was, you know, that's probably pretty traumatic.
Not the ice
Hey,
cream.
appreciate the sub, Tonya.
Tell me,
Sorry, go ahead.
is the
No, you're-
soccer the one that we were...
Sorry, your internet's not that great right now.
Poor
It's cutting in
connection?
and out. Yeah. It's the same stalker.
Okay.
4 years. Almost 4 years now. Over three and a quarter, something like that. Same stalker.
Oh.
It's that one. So, Tony, I appreciate it. Thank you, Tanya. Appreciate the sub. We hit it. We hit our goal for the sub. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, nice. Good.
Yeah.
I gotta address Andrew saying doing an awful lot of bitching when the last administration literally covered up Biden having cancer. That narrative is the stupidest thing ever because you guys completely allow Trump to go around talking like some deranged old coot, talking about yachts and trophy wives at a commencement speech at West Point. Like, y'all don't have anything. Y'all just look silly when you're talking about Biden. And people get diagnosed with stage 4 cancer all the time without having any knowledge of it prior to. So unless you guys can prove that they knew that he had cancer prior to that, then piss off with your stupid ass rhetoric. It's just so stupid.
Biden had less time. I mean, let's be real. Biden had less time than Trump and got more done with cancer. Isn't that crazy?
Oh,
isn't that crazy?
Facts.
Biden has got significantly
facts.
more done than Trump did with cancer. Interesting, isn't it? Corey, what's up?
Yep.
Hey, Corey, can you turn the TV off there? Yeah, I appreciate it.
What was that?
Is it cool? Isn't it weird that dementia Biden with cancer got more done than Trump? That's crazy. That shows you how incompetent Trump is.
Yeah, just like y'all thought he was really running the country.
Oh,
Well, he
one of
actually
these.
is. But can you turn the? I'm sorry. Hold on. Can you turn the volume down? I'm curious. Was he running the country or did he destroy it? Is he responsible for inflation or was it not his fault? It was someone else's fault.
Everything went up under him.
But I thought you said he wasn't in
Here,
control of the
shut
country.
TV. Try that again.
You buffering?
Was he
Jack?
in control of the country or did he cause inflation? Was he not in control of the country or did he cause inflation?
He wasn't in control of nothing.
So he didn't cause inflation.
Yeah, so why do y'all blame him for everything then, if that's the case?
That's the point. He wasn't in control of nothing as everything skyrocketed.
He wasn't in control of the country. So wait, he didn't. So now he's inept. So
But
who's
weren't y'all
responsible
saying-
for the good legislation?
Weren't y'all saying Trump was in charge, actually?
They were.
I've actually got
Trump
more
is in
money my
charge. He's
pocket
actually the
from
president. You still haven't answered that question.
Which one?
So was he in control of the country or did he destroy the country? Was he not in control
No,
of the
I
country or
think
did he destroy
Biden-
the country?
I think Biden destroyed it all.
But he wasn't in control of the country. He wasn't running the country.
Yeah, there's that nervous laughter
Yeah,
that
so,
you
yeah,
finally
he's laughing.
recognized.
So,
What you're doing.
right,
Yeah, that's
right,
The
Corey,
little light bulb
Corey,
went off above his head.
yeah, he realized it. Corey, that's called cognitive dissonance. You are experiencing two conflicting thoughts at the same time that cannot be rectified by any explanation. And as a result, there's a few things that are going to happen here. One, the first thing you did was try to brush it off. And then you can turn around and you can crash out and start yelling at me. That's one. You can deflect to talk about something different. But what you cannot do is rectify that incongruency.
I don't think he can possibly understand everything you just said. That was a lot of big words.
I think I should have said. No,
No, I just got out of the semi for the day, so I'm just trying to unwind. I'm just here for the cheap entertainment, comment on stuff.
So you're not going to address what was actually said, though, right?
Try that again. I'm in a motel room. I'm trying to be respectful, so
That's
Great.
fine. I appreciate it. But I'm just saying that you understand how Biden cannot both have destroyed the country and not be running it. It would be like me saying you crashed the semi, but also you weren't driving it.
yeah, I see what you're trying to do.
Okay. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just trying to point out why that doesn't make any sense. So Biden was in control. We did have issues that arose during the country that he did deal with. Let's be clear, though, he did get more legislation and more done than Trump in his 4 years than Trump has in his 4.5, and significantly more.
Only because he had the Democrat control of everything for the last 4 years.
He actually didn't. He had more opposition than any president in American history. He even had opposition through the Senate because they still have the filibuster through the entirety of it.
Yeah,
And
they were trying to
Republicans
get
took
rid of
back
it,
the
too.
House. You conveniently
got more-
forgot that Republicans took the House back in 2022.
He got more done. He got more done than any president in American history, and he had significant pushback. More pushback than any president has ever had in American history.
So, okay, I heard the cancer thing on the radio the other day. Do we really think stage 6 or whatever stage cancer he got just
Stage 6 does
showed
not
up
exist.
yesterday?
There's 4 stages.
Yeah, whatever he said. I'm in a spot where I don't get my news station very well. Just kind of
That's not news
hit
required.
and
You don't,
miss.
you don't need news for that.
Cool. There's
What
only
news
4
station is that? I'm
stages.
curious. Is it
Oh, I
Newsmax or
listen to
OAN or?
1040. Yeah, I listen to 1040 WHO, something that the Democrats and Joe
That
Biden's
sounds real
been trying to
reputable.
get rid of forever.
That sounds real reputable.
I mean, I want
Oh
to be
yeah, I trust that over
perfectly.
my mainstream media.
I want to be perfectly. That's crazy, Sour. You cutting into his OF time is crazy.
So should
I like how he laughed. He knows
question
what it
I've been
is. That's crazy. Look, so the thing is that I'll be honest with you. I'm a bit shocked that they missed Biden's cancer as well. It's not going to have any
I'm not.
impact on his cognitive ability.
I'm not surprised on anything.
I mean, he did get a lot done as a president. I don't.
It makes sense that like. Oh, go ahead, Brad.
There is a chance with the severity that if it's causing pain, fatigue, and changes in how organ systems are functioning, it is possible that it could impact overall functioning. And even just like when we're fatigued, our cognition does go down. So, just like we've all had a poor night of sleep, 1, 2, 3, 4 hours or whatever. But to just blatantly say like, oh, I can't believe they missed his cancer or hit it, like that's outlandish.
You know what this is like? You know
Coming
what this
from
reminds me of?
Oh,
No,
Go
you go,
ahead.
Sharon. Okay.
no, I was just going to real
this
quick from a
reminds me
medical
of?
perspective. We have lag.
No,
Real quick,
you go ahead.
the
There's a
reason
lag.
why it
Sorry,
wasn't
go ahead.
caught is PSA, a prostate specific antigen. I believe that's what it stands for. It's only done on men from certain ages, and I think the cutoff age is 70. So it's very likely that we missed that diagnosis because they didn't run a PSA level on him to check his prostate level. So that's why it's not anything nefarious. It's just you right wingers love conspiracy theories and to be outrage farmed about shit, and that's the latest stuff you're outrage farmed about.
You know what's interesting is that it would be like if like imagine the same political dynamic now, but in the Civil War. I know it was very similar, but it would be like if Republicans were arguing and they were like, and we were like, they'd be like, Ulysses S. Grant is an alcoholic, and we're like, yeah, but he's won a lot of battles. And like, but he's an alcoholic. Like, oh, okay, that's true, but he's won a lot of battles. It's the same thing now. It's like they're like, Joe Biden's cognitively impaired, which I don't think is like. I just want to point out, I don't think he's cognitively impaired. I don't think that he's as sharp as he was. I've maintained that point forever. I do not think he was as sharp as he was 20 years ago. But you can't argue he gets shit done. You can't argue that. So they argue like he's cognitively. He gets shit done. He got shit done. A lot of it. So what? He has a bad day or whatever, right? But he got a lot done. So it's like, I'll take him over Trump any day because at least Biden gets shit done. You know?
Hey Corey, you want to explain your following list?
Dun dun.
The what?
You want to explain your following list? It's little suspicious.
Following the list. Where?
On TikTok.
Here on TikTok. People are saying that you follow some really questionable people. Who do you think they might be talking about?
I don't know. I don't have a lot of I don't know, a lot of people on there that I don't get on there and look at. I just, kind of scroll through right here. Why is there something
Where you follow
specific?
Where's this at? Where is it?
Yeah, somebody told me I was following some 12-year-olds the other day, and I'm like, okay, whatever.
So it's not the first time you've heard it.
Whatever?
Yeah. Yikes.
Why would a grown man be following 12-year-olds? That's weird, isn't it?
It's a good thing I don't get on
I
here,
can't get it
but
to play
maybe
it.
once or
I can't
twice
play
a
it.
week. So
Do you
can't
follow
play the
more every
sound.
week, or
This is getting rough.
I think this is actually the legit first time I've gotten on and been invited up in probably 2 weeks.
Where is it?
eyes projectile?
Where's the other one?
Damn it.
Wait, is it working now?
Now I got food on the floor. Yeah.
Okay, I gotta re-download these. There we go. Now it'll work.
But no,
wait.
realistically, I try not to follow anybody that doesn't look of age, and
You might want to go through and clean that up because the majority of them don't.
I haven't figured out how to delete people off that. So
Why were you following them in the first place? To have to delete them. I don't have to delete people that I don't follow.
Love the background music. Love it.
Can you acknowledge that?
Have you ever met Chris Hansen?
Have a seat
Did
right
anyone-
there, sir.
Did anyone offer
Chris
you iced
Hansen.
tea?
It's nobody that I know.
Okay.
I was just sitting
How many
here.
police
I
you
don't know.
hear?
I'm just watching.
And
Where's
see,
the
and that's the
badge?
one thing about the TikTok, I wouldn't have an issue at all with hitting the delete button and getting rid of the app completely.
Maybe consider
Wouldn't
that.
bother me.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah,
I
it
think-
wouldn't
I
bother
think it's a
me
good
at all.
idea.
So
Wait.
I
Okay,
would
wait.
Go back to just
Are they? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Are they bot accounts?
I also think it's interesting that you follow like Mr. Global and Mr. Jones, who are very like left progressive, talk about like current events and everything like that. But is this like a hate follow?
Mr. Global, that's the older gentleman. Talks about oil and that, right?
He talks about everything.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, see, I don't. Same as Facebook, I follow a lot of I got several hundred people on there, but I don't see everybody's stuff unless if, like tonight, scrolling through before I go get something to eat and just make a comment and get invited in. That's literally about it. It's just cheap entertainment for me.
Okay.
Would I legit meet somebody? I would have to be out of my ever living mind to do something that stupid.
What?
That's actually really sad to hear. I've met some incredible people on this app, both in person and here. Like that's really a bummer that it kind of sounds like you're just wasting time on here to waste time.
I just go. Oh, I got a call coming in.
Is it the police?
Deuces.
That was something.
I'm looking over his follow list. It's
Convenient.
not.
Call from your parole officer. The parole officer knowing
He follows me.
Got the alert that he went on the internet.
Follows Priscilla. To be fair, I'm scrolling earlier back. It gets worse there. Hold on. To be fair, I don't think he intentionally did it. I'm be real with you. Because, like, I'm looking over it, and most of it doesn't seem to be a problem. I don't really see... There's a handful, but they might be bot accounts he accidentally followed back. I don't know. So, man... Whoa. I couldn't tell you.
Ghost
You might
Rider,
actually
quit
be telling the
chirping in
truth.
the box.
E, what's up?
Not too much. Hey, Dre, I'm going to need you to stand up and walk around. You're gaining weight as we're talking. Stop it.
Well, that's because
Unhealthy.
every time I fuck your mother, she gives me a cookie, and every time I fuck
Well,
your
she's dead.
dad,
How would
he
you do
gives me a
that?
cookie. Don't... Hey, buddy. Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to, okay? Ah, you tried, and that failed. Anyway.
Amazing.
Oh, what's going on? Notorious? Hello?
Hey, you kept asking us the same question like 100 times about if Biden was in control or if he wasn't. Can I give you the answer to that?
Are you driving?
No. I'm not driving.
Sounds like you're
I'm just sitting
driving.
in
Okay. What's the noise in the background?
the fan. Let me turn it down.
I appreciate it.
How's that?
Okay,
Better?
what's the thing?
Yeah,
What's the
what
thing?
was
I
the-
still don't like to take passengers as well. I really don't, but you know I can. What's going on?
I'm not in a car. I'm sitting in my living room.
That's totally a car.
Okay, it's a car. But what's going on? What's your
Yeah,
answer
you
to
kept
my
saying
question that I
Biden's
asked
not
that I
in
don't remember
control
what?
or if he is in control. What was that all about? So say that question one more time.
So did Biden? So he said they opened with Biden is not in control, but also Biden destroyed the country.
No, he did destroy the country by not being in control and letting those black fucking fat lesbians run the country. That's what he did.
Who?
Kamala,
Sorry, who are you talking
fucking
about?
that lesbian speaker,
Kamala.
whoever else in the White House. That's why he
Kamala.
destroyed the country.
What are you?
And he probably agreed
What are
with
you
them anyway. It's
talking
not like
about?
he was gonna stop them.
What are you talking about? Why are you being weird?
I'm not weird.
What are you
know
talking
exactly what I
about?
said.
So hold on.
Let those black females
Listen
destroy
for
the
a second
country.
here, dumbass. We're
I'm
$32
not
trillion
dumbass. Shut the
in
fuck
debt.
up.
Hold on.
Don't talk to me like you.
I didn't tell you to talk. Shush. You're gonna be. Listen. Donald Trump's gonna deport you probably anyways. I don't know why you're supporting the guy. But whatever.
Pale cocksucker. He ain't reporting nobody.
All right, you're going away. I don't know what you got. Like they're coming for you too. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're next. What are you talking about? Anyways, we're $32 trillion in debt, and nearly all the legislation has been written by fucking white men. Like, God forbid. Oh my God. And they don't have any evidence anyways, by the way. Biden destroyed the country. I don't know what he did. Can you tell me a single piece of legislation he passed that destroyed the country? By all means. Now listen, here's the deal. Right, weirdo? You gotta stop. You gotta stop with the aggressive bullshit, okay? You gotta chill out, calm down, take a break. By the way, if you guys want to support the channel, I would appreciate it. Ad revenue's down because of the tariffs. So if you guys want to support, there's a Venmo Cash App in the bio. Alternatively, you guys can go join the Patreon where you can support monthly. And you get access to the playbacks. Same thing with Tier 2 on YouTube. And you guys can head over to Twitch and sub there as well if you like, free with your Amazon Prime account. Doesn't cost you anything. Takes from Bezos, which is nice. That'd be cool. But yeah, if you guys want to sub on here, help us hit the gift goals as well. That'd be cool. If you're going to be weird and rude and aggressive for no reason, that'd be cool. Good Lord. All right. You going to calm down or you going to go, man? This is the last warning, weirdo.
Why are you scared?
Cool. So what did Joe Biden... I'm sorry, what did Joe Biden do... I'm sorry, what did Kamala do that caused the country to get destroyed? Let's start here. What does destroying the country mean? What do we have that's destroyed the country?
The country without a visa? How's that for a start?
What negative did that cause here?
Unemployment? Fucking stealing?
What
robbing?
do you mean unemployment? No, hold on. Unemployment got better.
When people are
Hold on.
willing to work for
Biden had low.
$5
Hold on a second. Biden had lower unemployment than Trump.
No, he didn't. Those are fake numbers.
Yes, he did. Cool. I'll put
Where?
it. What? I'm sorry. What? Did you say those are fake numbers?
Absolutely.
Cool. So those are the same numbers Trump points to. So that's a wash. You can't
Yeah.
use it. You can't say those numbers support Trump when it supports him, but say it doesn't support Biden. It's the same numbers from the same agency with the same people working in it with the same metrics. Cool. So you can't point to unemployment. What's your next point? So it
No,
didn't cause
that's not the
unemployment.
same
What's your next
number.
point?
Unemployment is going
What's
down
it is the
right
same
now.
number. Where does it come from? Where does it come from?
Unemployment is going down. Buddy, I'm here in Buffalo, New York. I
Where
know that
does
unemployment is
it
going
come
down.
from? Where does it come from?
Come what?
Where do those numbers come from?
When you
The numbers
dump
under
10
Trump,
million
where does it come
illegal
from?
workers on American
Hey, where do
citizens
those numbers
who are
come
willing
from?
to
Where
work
do
for
the
a lot
unemployment
less
numbers
money,
come from?
what do you think that
Where
does?
do the
What do you think
unemployment
that
numbers come from? Hey, where do the unemployment numbers come from?
The government,
What agency?
the freaking government, man. Go on whitehouse.gov.
It comes from
Go
the
look at
Bureau of
articles
Labor
from 2021.
Statistics. It comes from the Bureau of
Whitehouse.gov
Labor
is not a reliable
Statistics.
source all of a sudden?
Bureau of Labor
Whitehouse.gov is not a good
Statistics.
source for you.
Can you stop? It's not a. It's a partisan source. Can you answer that question? Where do they come from? The Bureau of Labor Statistics under Trump. Where do they come from for Biden?
Yeah, but how does the Bureau of Labor know how many illegals are working?
That has nothing to do with what we're talking
That's
about.
absolutely
Can
has
you
to do
tell
with
me?
when illegals are
Listen,
taking your jobs, the legal
we
workers
had
don't have
lower unemployment.
on paper, not in reality. On paper, you had lower
Then
numbers.
you
In
cannot
reality, it's
point
much
to
worse.
it. You cannot listen.
I
Wait, stop.
just
I'm going to
did.
explain something to you. Stop talking. This is called
When
ad
you
hoc
10 million
rationalization. Stop
illegals,
talking. Stop talking. Last warning. Last warning. This is called ad
how
hoc
fucking weak are you, bro?
rationalization. Okay, go away. You lost. You know you're losing. You know you're getting trapped, so you're just steamrolling and fucking filibustering the conversation. It comes from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. It is the same metrics used, okay? It is the same metric used for both presidents, period. So you can't argue with it. That's all. There's nothing left to argue about. And I want to point out that I can actually say that Biden has done a better job at the border than Trump. Why? Because more people were apprehended under Biden. That's what that number's from. And there's nothing you can do to argue against that. I can say, would it be in bad faith? Absolutely. It would be, but it doesn't matter because you don't care. I can say that Joe Biden has intercepted more migrants at the border than Donald Trump did, and that's a fucking fact. And there's nothing you can argue with. What you're doing is called ad hoc rationalization, which means that you are using the statistics that support Donald Trump having low unemployment and ignoring it with Biden. You cannot say that the Bureau of Land Statistics publishing stats for Trump is true, but publishing them for Biden is not. That's ad hoc rationalization. So you must admit it's a wash. You cannot use unemployment numbers. Nikki, what's up?
What's up, man? How are you?
Crashing out today. People are stupid. Tired.
Yeah, I hear you on that one. Well, I wanted to have a little bit of a rational argument with you on the apprehension there. I mean, do you think it's possible that the apprehension numbers under Trump are lower due to not as many people attempting to enter the country? Is that a possibility in your brain?
No, it is. Right. I don't know. Right. So there might be people, less people coming here. His rhetoric
how do you
around.
no, okay,
But that's why I said it.
Hold on. Let me
okay.
form the question a different way then. If it was true that there were less people trying to enter the country than under Biden, wouldn't the apprehension numbers be lower inherently?
If it were true that less people, the apprehension numbers would be lower. Yes, that's why I said it was in bad faith. that I
Okay,
said that.
then. Oh, well, you just said, oh, well, you can't argue that. That's case in point.
Right.
If the numbers of people trying to attempt to enter, then
that's not the point.
Then the apprehension numbers are going to be lower. That's just case in fact.
Right.
You just agree to that.
I'm aware. I'm aware. So the point that I'm making is that if we're going to have a full picture, nuanced look at the border, at what's happening there, then let's do that. But if you're going to say, well, the numbers are lower, therefore he's good on immigration, he hasn't done anything, right? It could be that Donald Trump, I mean, there's multiple different reasons. There could be that less people are coming here because they're afraid, which honestly, I would be too. They could be trying to assess the new administration, right?
Yeah.
Right, because of his rhetoric, right? It also could be that Donald Trump has sent Border Patrol across the country to try and apprehend people because people were getting pulled from every single agency, and so there's less people there. It's also true that there was less numbers under Biden going up towards the end, right, where he had significantly less people. And it's also true that Biden ended Title 42.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is?
What do you think what?
Why do you think the numbers decreased as Biden's term closed?
He ended Title 42.
Do you think it's possibly because of an election year, and it's like, oh man, we got to get this immigration under control so I can get elected again?
No, I think most of it is the end of Title 42. I think that's where it was. We also know that this, like, more people come here when there's economic turmoil and economic strife. That's just natural that you would see that. You see the same thing in America, people fleeing to other areas of the country when there's economic turmoil and strife and they're looking for work. So we would expect to see a decline post-COVID. And we did.
That drastic? No, I mean, you're talking millions less. It was next to nothing
So
in November of 2024.
Right, but you also have to remember that there is Title 42, and Title 42
Can you remind me what that is? I'm
was
actually
ended.
not aware what that is.
So Title 42 is a public emergency exception to having to bring people in through Title 8. Which, so it allows migrants to come here, but it allows them to be rejected immediately by border agents, right? And it has to do with COVID restrictions. So they can make the determination as to whether or not someone has a legitimate claim more easily. The problem is if someone comes here under Title 8 and they fail, they have to wait 8 or 5 more years to reapply. If someone comes here under Title 42, they can just come back the next day. They can come back hours later even and reattempt, and then literally just keep doing it. So when we're talking about millions of apprehensions at the border, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about Title 42 making it easier for people to come here. That was a Trump thing. Biden ended it, and as a result, the numbers went down about 70% immediately.
When did he end it again? When did Biden end that?
He ended it in, I want to say 2023.
Okay.
Well,
so he obviously disagreed with it happening, therefore he left it open for 3 years under his presidency?
May 2023.
Okay.
May 2023.
So for 80% of his presidency, he left it open. Why? If he disagreed with it?
Appeals that reached... I think this was the SCOTUS decision, right? That reached the Supreme Court, the administration of me. 1 second.
Sorry, can you hear that in the background?
Yes.
It's a little bit.
Okay.
Federal rule title was arbitrary and capricious and ordered it to be ended. So it was actually a court in D.C. and then I think it was reaffirmed by the court.
Okay, say that again. Sorry, I was putting headphones on.
I think it was.
Some people are saying the SCOTUS that ended that. It wasn't Biden.
The Supreme Court voted 5-4 to keep in place the Title 42 policy, but he ended it in May. I think it was upheld. I think he ended it in May. Title 42 was supposed to end federal. Yeah, I think it was Biden that did it. I don't think it was the courts.
Okay, so my question remains: if he disagreed with it, why would he leave it open for? I'm saying 28 months now. So that's not 80%.
He didn't disagree with it.
That's like shade over 50.
Well, he didn't.
So why did he?
Right, he didn't disagree with it.
Okay, then why did he
take
it down?
He took it down because he wanted to end Title 42. He wanted it to go back to the way it was, which is, I think of what, I don't know that Republicans initially wanted it and invoked it to try and use it at the border. I don't know what their stance on it, but he ended it. But yeah, I think the problem is not that he ended it. The problem is that Republicans are pointing to a Trump policy, and granted, Biden upheld it for a long time too, and went, look at the numbers. Well, this is a Trump policy. Biden ended. Does that make sense? So it's like you claiming that Biden ended this, right?
Yeah, no, I get that argument. I think you okay. So a little bit of a parallel to that, because I'll leave it at that, because I think unless the courts ended it, you know what I mean? There's really not a whole lot of a leg to stand on. If Biden truly ended that, you know, that's pretty much fair and point, right?
Yeah.
But also, I think it's you know, one of those things where it's like, you know, if it was definitely something on his head, he left it open for 50% of his presidency. I think that's something that if you're gonna praise the ending of it, you have to criticize him having
So
it
I
open
think
for 2 more years.
I think the difference is, like, Biden was against the Remain in Mexico policy. Title 42 was about the public health aspects of it. He kept those policies in place. What Biden was against was the Remain in Mexico aspects of it.
Why?
Because it endangered over 1,300 people who were found to be trafficked or
Corey.
raped because they were stuck at the
Corey, appreciate
right. So they
appreciate the 5
okay.
over there, Corey. Thank you. Can we get some dubs for Corey over on YouTube? This is an $8 super chat. Tariffs took 3 of it. Corey, appreciate it. Thank you.
Is that true? Does it say that? That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, just kind of going off that a little bit, right? So 1,300 people a day, you were saying, were found to be trafficked, or is that 1,300 in total?
No,
I'm sorry.
1,300 in total.
1,300
I think
in total.
I think it was over 8,000 people were stuck at the border within concentration camps. There were camps, and cartel and just people were taking advantage of individuals. Well, there up to 1,300 reports.
So 8,000 people were in camps at the border, and it seems that to be the case that not a whole lot of people were being turned away at that point, right? Because you would have to argue 8,000 against 15 million.
They were being turned away.
Right,
Under
I understand they're getting...
Title 42 allowed them to be turned away immediately when they came through. They didn't have to go through the process. There was no determination. They could just literally be turned away by Border Patrol. What the Remain in Mexico policy did was that literally required them to wait in Mexico while they were being vetted instead of coming here and
so they couldn't leave. They were under detention.
They had to remain in Mexico. They couldn't cross the border.
I understand they couldn't cross the border. I'm saying if they tried to enter the country and they were turned away, and then they got put in these camps, as you say, you know, to wait to be vetted, could they not willingly leave to go back to their country for whatever reason? I'm sure they're leaving the country that they're from for a valid reason.
Yeah, think about what you're saying.
Did they have the ability?
Think about what you're saying, Nick. Think about what you're saying.
Did they have the ability to leave, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no. Think about what you're saying. They're literally asylum seekers.
Then you're imprisoning people. You're imprisoning.
Who's imprisoning people?
If they couldn't leave the camp,
I think this is really weird. Hold on, stop.
It's imprisoning.
You're so intent. Shut up, dude. You're so intent on this. Got you. You're literally not
no,
listening
it's really
to
not.
what I'm.
I'd actually just
Nikki, shush up, dude.
That's not even
Listen
my
to
point.
my. Words are coming out of my mouth, and you can't hear them because you're busy talking. You're literally waiting for your turn to talk instead of listening. You're waiting for a gotcha so hard on this that you're not listening to what I'm saying. It's fucking wild, dude.
I just want to clarify for clarity's sake, because I'm a bit confused here. Is he? What I don't know what he's asking for. If you're in one of these camps, can you return to your country of origin? Sure, but they're here to apply for asylum. So I'm confused as to why this is relevant.
He wants to say because, yes, can they get up and walk away? Yes, they are not in prison like they have to be kept there. But do they have the ability to? No, they don't have the money. They don't have the survival necessities to walk back through a country that they just spent the last 8 months walking through.
Right, so I don't know where Nikki went. Right, they can leave, but the question here has to do with international law, and you could imagine that we wouldn't want this to be the case. I just want to point out that Biden did end the Remain in Mexico policy. I just want to point out that a lot of his policies mirrored Trump's. A lot of policies at the border mirrored Trump's. So there's that.
I agree.
I don't think inhumane treatment of people, but yeah, I mean, they could leave to return to their country of origin. The problem is, could you imagine if, like, during Nazi Germany, that, I don't know, some country that was taking refugees, Jewish refugees, right, that they would be like, nah, you have to wait in occupied France. That would create problems.
I mean, is there an active war zone? in some of these countries.
In some of the
Ukraine,
countries, I don't know
I
there's
could
any
make that
active
argument for
wars.
sure. Okay, then there you go.
Right.
I'm
I don't know
sure
if there's active. I don't know if there's active war zones. But the point is that in principle, if
there's a
someone is
difference. You're
fleeing
not going to
violence,
admit that there's a
etc.,
difference there. You just
Yeah,
said
there's not a difference
that if a
underneath
country denied Jewish
underneath.
people in 1940, right?
I don't think that there is
How
a
is there not a
difference
difference?
I
under
got you.
international. I don't think that there's difference
International
under
law.
international law. But just to
In
point out
wartime versus not? Are you kidding?
the point.
No, and asylum.
No, I don't think there's a difference. You asked me about international law. I don't think there's a difference. If you want to say is there a difference in principle, yeah, I think there's probably a difference in principle. But if you get down to it, like the entire purpose of them coming into the country is so that they're under protection of the host country, right? So I don't think that we would want to set up that standard. And just to point out, these are people that are applying legally. So Republicans claim to not have a problem with those people coming here, right? I think that sets
They're
up a
applying
bad
legally before coming
standard.
here?
Well, you
Yeah,
can
that's what
apply
the
at the border, but the people remaining in Mexico are waiting to come here on legal status.
Yeah. What
These are not undocumented immigrants.
percentage of people do you think apply before
Okay,
coming
stop
here?
asking questions. You need to address the things we were saying.
I don't know.
Can you
Because you don't like
acknowledge
the
that the
answers
reason?
I ask.
No, Nikki,
You
you're
know
literally
what the answer is.
you're
so.
not. So you ask a
I don't know
question
what you're
and then we
talking about.
address it, and then you skip on to another question without actually acknowledging what we just addressed.
Okay, let me
So
acknowledge
can
what
you
you just
can
said.
you understand? Cool. Can you understand that international law doesn't require it to be a war-torn country? Somebody could be seeking asylum for multiple. I think there's 5 different reasons that they could be seeking asylum. Being war-torn isn't specifically one of those asylum-seeking reasons. Like, that's not one of the it doesn't have to be Jewish people escaping from Germany. They could be political persecution. They could be in danger because of their sexual orientation. There's multiple reasons somebody could be seeking asylum. They don't have to be in Germany and Jewish to be doing it. Can you acknowledge what we said before you skate on to something
Sure.
else?
Yes, I'll acknowledge that. I think there is
Fucking
a
A,
difference.
thanks.
I think there is a difference between what you're saying and what is actually true, though, because you're
Yeah,
saying
the
that
international
people are in
law, then.
danger.
You need to read law.
Hold on. I'm here yet. It's my turn to talk, right? So under international law, you have these 5 different reasons, right? And I agree with that. That's true. But if you're going to sit there and make the argument that, oh, it's for political persecution, who's to say that that's? I mean, who's to say the validity of that? You know, if somebody's just coming to the border. You know, I got
That's
a bunch
what
of
the vetting
family in
process
there, man.
is for, Nikki. That's what the vetting process is
Right,
for.
so-
That's not my
so
determination.
what I'm-
That's
what I'm
literally
trying
to be
to-
determined by a judge.
Hold on.
Yep.
Nikki,
I
you're a
understand.
bit confused.
I understand that
The
point, but what
people,
I'm
the
saying-
people that are under remain in Mexico. This
Trying
is where you're a bit confused. The people that are under remain in Mexico are people that have already entered that process. They cannot be in the country. That's what they were trying to do, to
Yes,
have
'cause
them remain
they
in Mexico
were
while their
caught
cases were
they
going
were at the
on.
border. Correct.
Right.
Exactly.
So it's not like a situation where it's like we have to wait for them to go. They've already applied to the process. They're awaiting hearings, which you would typically do in the country
Correct.
that's hosting you.
I agree with that.
Okay.
Yes. You're saying things I've already agreed to.
Okay.
So I don't
wanna
really
clear.
get the point here. Okay. So am I allowed now? I don't know who the other person on the live is. Am I allowed to talk about something else, or does God Almighty want to
No,
strike me
go ahead.
down?
I don't.
Bro, you're not going to obfuscate
Okay.
from the
what
things
that
that we
means,
were
but-
talking about. You're literally talking about
I'm not.
things
I
that you
just
can
I,
address.
we
You're
just
like, well, what
talked
about this?
it.
And then you want to talk about some other weird shit. And it's like, hey, address the things
No,
that we're talking about
buddy,
so we can acknowledge that
it's
you're
because
following
you
this.
didn't like
Hey,
the
Nikki, do you hear
answer
the
of my
words coming
question.
out of my mouth, bro?
You hear the words coming out of my mouth?
You
Yeah,
came
and I
here to
actually
debate.
wait for you to stop before I talk.
Do you?
That's the whole point.
Mm-mm, I
What are
don't
we
think you do,
arguing
actually.
here? That's what I'm just trying to get to. What are we arguing here?
This guy's arguing in bad faith. My question is the amount of people that come to the border that are in these, camps, or as he liked to say, camps. How many of them? What percentage of those that do actually enter the country do you think applied to that before attempting to make the trek to the border?
The people
don't think-
remaining
say
in
it's
Mexico. So there were
95%?
people. I don't understand what you're asking.
Yeah.
The people
I
that
don't
are
think
waiting
they-
at the border are waiting
Is
legal
it?
entry.
Tommy, buddy. Okay.
I don't
So
know
are
what
you
you're
Is
what
it
asking?
you're
okay?
getting
Let
at.
me
The
ask
people
this.
the people that are
Okay,
at the border are
it this
waiting
way. Let me ask it this
process
way.
it. Are there either but so there are people that are at the border in certain parts of the border that are waiting at tent camps being processed into the country for legal status. The remain in Mexico has to do with people that have already applied and are waiting outside of the country. There are some, but it's a mix, right?
And
Because some
how
of them
long
are
was that
waiting legal
list? Because
application,
that actually
and
might
some
answer my question.
so I don't know how long the list was. I saw Katie was in here. Maybe she has an answer for that. But I know that a lot of people that were waiting, because there were thousands of people that were waiting to be processed outside of Texas, and they were waiting in Mexico because they didn't have the processing capacity. So they could wait there for days, months, weeks, long time.
What's your
But
point,
the Remain in
Nikki?
Mexico policy
So,
has to do with.
yep, I have my point. If I can make a point, my point is that I think it is a severe majority of people that make the trek to the border and try to attempt to cross it. Right? I think that is a severe
Oh
majority
wow, is that
in the
legal?
people that actually apply to do it
Is that
legally.
legal to
That's what
do?
I'm trying to make my
Is that
point.
legal to
And
do?
so my point is when they are going into this situation, they have to know that it's not just open field
So
you're going to get in, right? Like you might get caught.
so
That's the risk you're running. So all of these
so
arguments of
most of the
like, oh, it's inhumane to have them in these, centers waiting. I'm trying to make a point. Is it my turn to
uh-huh.
talk or not?
It has
Just
to
get to
talk
your
for a
point,
while.
I mean, it
dude.
is.
Yeah,
I
land the
just. It
plane.
is.
You're
It's just
wrong.
a. I just want to say it is your turn to talk, but the way that you're saying stuff is not making logical sense, and I can explain if you'd like. But you can
Okay,
finish. I can
continue.
wait for you to finish your point. I can before I answer.
My point is these people that are making these trek to the country, to the border to try and get in, they have to understand that there's risks involved. Therefore,
Yeah.
the inhumane acts that this guy was saying to make these people stay in these camps where they don't have any money, resources, anything, it's the kind of their own fault. I mean, they're making that trek
Okay.
knowing of that risk. They have to.
So the people that
Victim.
okay, the people that
Wow.
you're referring to, are coming here legally or attempting to come here legally.
Yep.
Okay? You're referring to undocumented immigrants that are attempting to skirt border patrol, right? Doesn't have to do with the
I'm
Remain in
saying
Mexico
both.
policy. That doesn't have
I'm
to
saying
do
both.
with waiting at a port of entry. To what?
You can't say both because you're conflating all people coming into this country and you're saying they're trying to do it illegally, and you're not acknowledging that the good majority of people are migrant workers, immigrants, asylum
It would
seekers,
be
refugees. The majority of people who come to this country
Refugees from
are
where?
I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't care where. I
really
don't care.
You do not care
But
who
what you're
enters
doing,
this
what
country
you're
at all.
saying,
You have
yeah,
no
no.
opinion on that
If they are
whatsoever.
refugees in their country and they're fleeing their country to survive, I don't fucking care, man. It's that simple. But what you're doing is you're conflating all immigrants as people who are coming into this country to sneak into this country and do illegal shit, and that's not how it works. But your story only works if you say all immigrants are bad people.
I just want to.
I'm not
This
saying
is
all
kind of what
immigrants
you're
are bad
doing.
people.
This is kind of what you're doing, okay? And I'm going to use a really extreme example. This is not to conflate anyone to being this extreme of a criminal. This is just simply me trying to explain what you're doing so that it makes more sense. If I was pointing to a bank and people were going into the bank, and there were people that were going in there with the attempt to open an account, there were people that had the right to be there and were going over into the bank, and then we had someone come in and rob it, right? And I'm not trying in any way to make that sound like migrants are robbing anything or make it make it equate. What I'm trying to do is illustrate the point. It would be like calling everybody inside of the bank a robber, or every time I was to talk about people going into the bank to relate them to and speak as though they were that robber, right? When we're talking about migrants, we're talking about people that come here legally, okay? But you're not doing that. And when we're referring to Remain in Mexico, when we're referring to people coming here legally, when we're referring to those things, you're pointing to the people that aren't doing that and then equating everything else to that, which is conflation. Yep. You're conflating people that are coming here legally under Remain in Mexico and under asylum and refugee status, and conflating that with people that are not coming here. Like, well, they should be forced to face consequences. People that are seeking asylum status, right? They're waiting there to try and do this the legal way. People that are in Remain in Mexico, under Remain in Mexico, are trying to come here to do this the legal way. And you're pointing to people that are crossing the border with no intention of being stopped by the Border Patrol as you know, those Remain in Mexico group. It's not, right? It's like when Republicans say, well, look at what's happened in New York and Chicago with migrants. Those are people coming here legally. That is the system. You shouldn't be mad at them because you want people to come here legally. If you're opposed to the way that our system treats those people, do something about it. But they're not. They demonize them as being undocumented immigrants when they're not. Same thing with Springfield, Ohio. They're here legally.
Every single one of them, all 20,000 of them, were here.
Does that make sense?
Yep, I'm with you.
And just to point out, you're pointing to a tiny, tiny fraction of the much larger migrants that come here. And the migrants typically that we're talking about are coming through Texas because there's a corridor from Central America. I think out of the 15, this is years ago, but out of the 1,500 from one year in particular, like 3 people that passed through that corridor came from Mexico. The rest came from Central America, El Salvador as migrants, Guatemala, etc. Does that make sense?
Sorry, I'm having internet problems right now. Give it 2. Yeah,
All right, I'll be right back.
Just
You
give
got
me 2
this.
seconds.
I have an appointment. I gotta go. I got a call. You can take this for just a second.
All right, there we go. Okay, so the point obviously that was trying to make is that I am conflating the 2 groups that we're saying that obviously is separate. I agree. The migrants that are in the 8,000 legal trying to enter the country, I have no issue with them. I have no problem with them doing that. My point was the other group that I hope we can both agree that those people should go through the legal process. Can we agree to that at least?
What people? Be more specific. What people?
So everybody outside of that is trying to do it legally, right? That's what I'm trying to say. Everybody
Are
that's
you asking me
trying
if
to go through
criminals
the
should
vetting
do
process.
things legally instead? Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that.
Okay, I'm glad that, well, there are some people out there that would disagree with that.
But you would turn around and say that all 10 million people that Joe Biden let in were here
I would
illegally.
not actually say that. That's
okay.
You're putting words in my mouth. I would say
Yeah,
a
I did put
majority of
words in
them.
your words because I've heard it a million times.
I would say a majority of them, absolutely.
And you would be wrong. So you're saying a majority of the immigrants that came into this country were here not only illegally, but here to do illegal shit.
No, oh no, not the second part. The first one, yes.
Then prove that.
I think there are statistics. I don't have them up. I'm
Okay,
sitting on my
you don't
back porch,
think.
man.
This is literally you have to. If
Would
you're
you
gonna
say
make these
that
claims,
a majority of that 10 million is legal crossings?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
And
I would also say I would
not any
also say
loophole
that
stuff. They're vetted before coming through. That's what you're agreeing to. You would say a majority of 10 million.
there are no absolutes. Like every single one of them were. Yeah, there's no
Majority
absolutes.
is not an
But
absolute,
what I
man.
will tell you though is 40% of the 10 million that came through the border were automatically rejected. They didn't even get the first line of defense. And then
Apologies.
and
Say
then
that one more
after
time. My
that,
internet went out. I didn't hear you.
okay. So 40% of people who come here are automatically rejected.
Yep.
They don't even make it through the first process. And then the ones that do, they go on through the vetting process, the first stages, they get allowed into the country. It's 80, I think it's 83 or 86% of them actually show up for the asylum court process, the immigration court after that. And that's if they don't have representation. If they do have representation, that number jumps up to 96% of all asylum seekers or immigration seekers actually show up for court after that.
Okay, so that's the percentage of the 10 million. I'm just asking for clarification. Of the 15 million that came
That's a
to
percentage
this
of
country.
all. That's a percentage of all. It was
Okay,
it was
so
an 11-year study.
96% of the people that came across the border under Biden, 96% of them had representation and made it through to that.
I don't know if it was under Biden exactly. It was an 11-year study that covered over 2 million immigrants cases, and they found that 83% of them show up for their court case if they don't even have a lawyer. If they do have a lawyer, that number jumps up to 96%, and that's after 40% of them get expelled before they even get through the first vetting process.
That's interesting. I would actually like to read that study. What would you search to find that? I'm going to read that after
I'll give
this.
it to you right now. Hold on, let me
Okay.
find it.
Because if that's true, that's incredible, actually. I mean, that's an incredible study. I can't believe people aren't talking about that more, because that really kind of changes the narrative on that, really. You're saying that 60% of the people come here legally, and then 96% of those people come back to their court dates if they have representation. And what the other number was 70 some odd percent if they didn't. That's actually an incredible study.
Let me find it. Hold on.
I have, yeah, I mean, some people are saying you've been saying that. I haven't heard of this study ever. So, and I like to think I'm somewhat plugged in. Who else is in here? Anybody else want to talk to me?
Yeah, well, Grayhead or Bish.
I'm multitasking an appointment at the moment. Sorry.
Oh, you're good, man.
I'm half here.
No, you're fine.
All right. 11-year. It's American Immigration Council. An 11-year study revealed that immigrants do show up for court. A new study released today, 11 years of government data, the rate of immigrants appear to be hearings, immigration court, coincides overwhelmingly. 83% of immigrants attend the immigration court hearings, and those who fail to appear court often do not receive notices or face hardships in getting to court. Do you want me to, it's a government data over 2.7 million immigration court removal proceedings held between 2008 and 2018. So it wasn't even under Joe Biden. And documents how individuals.
So this study really doesn't appropriate for the immigrants that were coming after COVID. You can say that for the people that 2008 to 2018, and I would 100% agree with you there, but that's not who we're talking about.
Okay. Would you like to show me a study that says that differently then?
No, I mean,
okay.
I don't.
You could show me that the government no, stop. You can show me all of a sudden during the Joe Biden administration, the government stopped doing their fucking job. Is essentially what you're saying. And if you could show me a study that says that, I'll go ahead with that premise. But until then, I'm going to go ahead with the 11-year study of 2.7 million people that said, hey, Nikki, did you hear the words coming out of my mouth? I'm going to go ahead and stick with the governmental study of 2.7 million people instead of your bullshit that Joe Biden's administration, they just weren't doing their job. That's fucking wild.
Do you think that the government would ever produce and post a study in which it claimed that they were not doing their job? I mean, honestly, be honest.
So I went back like last week and I read this book. It's Jason Stanley, How Propaganda Works. And he was talking about specifically how Goebbels, during the World War II propaganda, the whole point of Goebbels' propaganda administration was to just sow doubt, just sow possibility of doubt within stuff. And that's how propaganda works. You take a little bit of seed of truth and you sow doubt and you build stuff around that little bit. So you always have plausible denial. Well, wouldn't it be possible that the government during the Biden administration would lie to us? This is literally how propaganda from the Yahtzee party works, Nikki.
You would have to make that claim if I'm only claiming that for one side. I think the Trump administration is lying to us.
You've been doing it this whole time.
I know, but I'm saying I would agree if you made the claim that Trump is also lying to us. I would agree with that. But what you're saying
Trump
is you
lies
trust
to us all
everything.
the goddamn time, bro. Literally 30,000 lies. 30,000 lies.
Fully agree. Fully agreed.
Okay. So I'm not going off the Trump administration and I'm not going off of Joe Biden's administration. You get that, right? This is an independent organization.
You're saying that the Trump administration lies to us, but the Biden administration would never. That's what you're trying to say.
No, I'm saying that this study is from the American Immigration Council. It's not from Joe Biden. It's not.
You said it was a .gov website, and that was also from 2008 to 2018. That's not. I mean, what are we talking about?
How can it be from 2008 to 2018 and be Joe Biden or anybody's administration? That would be multiple administrations.
I agree.
During that period.
I'm saying that.
Okay, then what the fuck are you arguing? Then what are you arguing? Are you saying that the study is wrong? Are you saying the study is wrong?
No, I'm saying that it was probably accurate from 2008 to 2018, I would make the
Oh,
argument
okay.
that it's probably different under Biden. That's all I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay.
This
So
is
everything. So
feeling
Joe Biden's administration just stopped doing their job. I got it.
this is feeling very devil's advocate, and I really feel like you're just here to debate in bad faith. Like
How is
I feel like you're just
because I
doing the devil's
create doubt
advocate
in your
thing.
argument? That's what a debate is.
No, you're doing a devil's advocate, and you're trying to say that Tic Tac is saying that he's dealing and talking in absolutes when he is not, but you are.
He made the argument that the government would never lie to us ever. And I made the
He did
argument
not
that
say
When
there
the
that.
is
fuck did I
probably an
say
He
that?
opportunity.
did not say
Yes,
that.
you did.
That
Okay,
was not.
what?
I've been very
But
silent. I've been
but okay.
crazy. I can't talk. I haven't said a word the whole time. I've been very silent the whole time. That's not remotely what happened at all. I mean, that's not even close to true.
So Tic Tac, you would agree then that the government would lie to us if it benefited them.
They lied to us about
This
aliens, so what's your point?
this isn't a governmental
I
study.
think that's
I've already
probably
said
would
that.
benefit them.
Hey, can you repeat after me? This isn't a governmental study.
Is a .org.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I thought you were saying it was a .gov website posted it.
Nope. I said I said the government has used it. Yeah. I said that they're going to use these numbers that were taken from the study, but it's it's American Immigration Council. It's an 11-year study.
And we are talking about the immigration from what period to what period?
2008 to
Nope.
2018.
The debate is about the post-COVID immigration policies. That was the debate.
Okay, cool.
And
Then
you're
you're gonna
quoting a
have to show
study
me.
that's
Cool,
not
cool.
in that.
Okay. Then you're gonna have to show me where Joe Biden stopped doing his job, and everything fell apart after 2018. Well, this study
I
was
think you can
published
look
in
at the numbers
2021.
at just the sheer
Right.
amount of people coming through, and I think that's very hard to do due diligence on everybody. I think that's a
No,
fair
no, no, no.
argument.
I don't go off. I think you're gonna have to show me the studies that say, hey, this is what I know. This is what Joe Biden did. So I came to you with a study, and you came to me with I think.
You came to me with a
That's
study
why.
that isn't valid for this argument. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it is actually.
And,
No, it's not.
100%.
Nikki, what have you brought to the table on this then?
I'm just having a debate, man.
No,
That's
okay.
all I'm doing.
And what have you done to back up that debate besides I think and I feel? What have you brought to the table? You went to
y'all's
study that.
fucking shtick.
See, this is what we're talking about. We say you're not debating in bad faith because you're not coming with a conversation. You're waiting for them to have your gotcha moment, like Tic Tac said a while ago. You keep doing the same thing, but you're bringing nothing to actually support what you're saying. And then we can have a conversation, but back it up.
If you lose a debate, do you think that's a gotcha moment? Or do you think a gotcha moment is a completely separate thing?
So once again, you're not going to acknowledge what I said. Again, this is what you've done the entire time.
No, it's a response to what you said.
It's exhausting, honestly.
It's a response to what you said.
Now you're just stonewalling.
You want me to produce a study? I don't have one. I think that's. Can we close that argument then? I don't have a
Right, so
study
you
that
have
backs
so you
that
have
claim
nothing
up.
to back up anything you've said for the past half hour.
But your data
Fantastic.
isn't valid for the argument, so you don't have a study.
Well, then it's just been a delightful time talking to you, hasn't it?
Yeah, complete
Actually,
waste of
then,
time.
if
in
you're,
my
I don't know
if
opinion.
what's
you're gonna
happening.
make a
I just
positive
joined
claim,
back
then
in.
you have to prove it. That's all.
It's pretty simple.
But you're not proving it. That's what you're not understanding.
No,
You're
I
saying
made a
that
claim.
data
I said
from
I
2008 to
made a claim.
2018 can be applied to what's happening 2020 to 2024. I'm saying you can't just by looking at the sheer numbers that were crossing the border.
No.
I don't think it's possible to do your due diligence on everybody. I don't think the time. I don't think there's enough time. There's enough judges. There's enough lawyers to represent people
You don't
to
think.
deal with
You
that
don't
many
think.
people.
We're back here on the exact same thing. I don't
15 million divided by 0.4. What is that? That's how you're saying that's how many people, if you're going to use that study, and that argument is 40% of the people that came to the border did it legally and got in through that way. 60% of 15 million, which was the legal border crossings that you guys claim, those are the people that got denied at the border. So you're talking, what, 40 million people came to the border in 4 years and you processed all of them? No chance.
No, your numbers are off, man. First of all, it wasn't 15 million. I think it was closer to 12 million. And
Okay.
second of all,
12 million.
60%. So you're talking people who came to the border. That's all counted. If they were encountered, They were counted. So that would have been that 12 million that you're talking about. 60% of those didn't even make it through the first process. And then the remainder. So, like, your numbers are off. You're using the wrong numbers.
Encounters and crossings are not the same thing.
I guess tell me the difference there then.
Encounters could happen 2 or 3 times a day. If one person crosses 3 times a day for business, that's 3 encounters.
Okay.
Okay.
And that is the 12 million. That's what you're saying is the 12 million.
There are no absolutes here, bud. You're not going to get me in a gotcha. You're not smart enough.
I'm asking a question. Why don't you want to answer that?
I don't know why does it matter? I don't understand. What does it matter?
Tommy,
I mean, Donald Trump. I mean, like
here's
here's the
the
reality. Donald Trump.
Argument.
I don't know. Okay, well, I mean, like I don't understand what the argument is.
If I produced
Donald
a study,
Trump
let me ask you this. Can I ask you this question? If I produced a study, hypothetical, I agree I don't have a study. Can we agree on that? If I produced a study from 2000 to 2006 that said, oh yeah, this how many people cross the border illegally, and it backed up my argument, would you accept that as fact for the data 2020 to 2024? I think you wouldn't. I don't think you should.
Would I
because it's
accept
not valid for that period.
What? Okay, really quick. What's the study? What, Josh? What's the argument? What's the
Go
study?
ahead,
I'm
take
so
that.
sorry. I was on the phone.
All right.
On
So
a thing.
there's a study that from 2008 to 2018, it's a 2.7 million study. It's from the American Immigration Council. You could look it up. It states that 83% of people who come across the border seeking asylum or immigration, they actually show up to immigration court. His whole argument is that people are sneaking through. They're not here for good faith. The good majority of the people the 12 million people came here illegally, and they're not. And my argument is that's not true. Here's the study to back it up. People who come here, not only do 60% of them not make it through the first process and get rejected from the country, the other remaining 40%, 83% of them actually show up for court. The 17% that are unaccounted for, they either have moved, have problems getting to court, didn't receive their notices. These things have been tracked for over 11 years. And he's saying that doesn't count because it ended in 2019. And now my argument is, okay, if that doesn't count since it goes back to 2019 and it doesn't cover Joe Biden's administration, you're going to have to show me where the courts broke down and they are no longer keeping up with this. Like, I'm not going to disagree that there's a backlog, but you're going to have to show me where the courts and the Border Patrol just aren't doing their job, because that's essentially your claim, is that from 2019 to 2025, these things aren't happening anymore, and these numbers aren't to be trusted. Okay, then show me where the breakdown is and where these incidences, these asylum seekers, where all of this has broken down. Because your claim is it's no longer working and these numbers aren't to be trusted. Okay, show me where Border Patrol isn't doing their job. Show me where the asylum judges aren't doing their job anymore, and I will buy your premise. But until then, your argument is moot.
Okay, and so my counter argument to that, Tommy, was the sheer amount of people that attempted to enter the border from 2020 to 2024. So post-COVID time era. I think there was a large influx. I think we can all agree. We've all seen the graphs. There's been a large influx of people. I'm saying you can't use that data because, A, it's not even from this time period. It's almost 2 decades old from when it began, 2008. Well, I guess not that close. Whatever, 15 years ago.
It's 2018, bro.
But I'm
6 years ago.
I'm saying the data that is in that study, is it not 2008 inclusive?
Bro,
really quick,
the study
couple
was
of
done
things.
in 2019.
One,
It came out in 2019.
But my argument is there's the sheer amount of people that came across the border was so large that I don't think there was literally enough time in the day to process everybody that came through and use those numbers as fact for today's time. And I think I can say for that time period that study is 100% accurate. But you can't use that data from for the population of 2020 to 2024. That's all I'm saying.
Really quick, I mean, you're wrong here, and I just want to point this out. the point is if there's a backlog in the system, that does not change the percentage of people that show up to hearings versus the percentage that don't, right? A backlog
I
in the
think it
system
does, because
doesn't
you have
mean
to
that less
have.
people are showing up. Well, no, it may mean that there's a backlog in the system. It doesn't inherently mean that less people are showing up. You would have to prove that this still wasn't the case, because you're talking about a 10-year time frame, right? And just to point out, even if that were the case, that doesn't mean that we wipe an entire legal process of the people that are coming here simply because people aren't doing it. Like, if people weren't re-upping their driver's license, right? We wouldn't sit here and go, we need to get rid of driver's licenses and driving because people aren't re-upping them. Well, of course there's going to be people that don't comply. That's life. But to say that we need to get rid of an entire system because there are people that don't comply would be crazy.
I don't say get rid
Trump
of the
hasn't complied to
system.
a lot
I'm
of stuff in
saying
his
change
life.
the system. That's all I'm saying.
To
All
what?
I
of
would
us are
say
saying that.
change the system to, where you don't have to sit in front of a judge to hear somebody. It doesn't require that. You can go through. It's a little bit easier of a system where it incentivizes people to do it the right way.
Oh wait,
I think it's
maybe we
so
can hire
hard to get into this
magistrates.
country legally.
They
If you're
have
talking,
to.
I think it's so hard to get into this country legally that people attempt to do it illegally, because it's like, well, man, I'm 50 years old. It takes 20 years to get in here legally. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to cross. I think that's fair
They
to say that.
have to.
Nobody's gonna disagree.
I mean, they have to because of they have to go in front of a judge because of
But
due
you
process.
just made the claim that
They
I wanted
don't,
to get
though.
rid of the process together. No, I want to change it. That's all.
We can make it
To
easier. We can actually
what?
put magistrates in place. They don't have to be judges and lawyers and all that. We can have magistrates in place to sit down in front of these and make determinations on individual cases. We can hire thousands of people to do this. You're absolutely right.
Is that a policy of
we-
the Democratic Party?
We had a bill.
I mean,
We had a
we've had the Republicans killed the Dreamers Act. The Republicans they tried to make it more difficult to come here on asylum. They've tried to make it more difficult. So to say that the Democrats have not attempted, the Democrats put in place DACA, the Republicans let that lapse. The Democrats put
okay,
forth
I'm gonna
the
let you
Dreamers
finish, but
Act.
that's
The
actually
Republicans
not what
voted
I'm talking
against
about.
it. I don't know what you mean. The Republicans have abstained from doing any sort of meaningful immigration reform, period. Even if you're going to
Did
say the
Kamala
Democrats
Harris
don't agree
run
with what I
on
want
that?
and the Democrats reform, and the Democrats don't want reform, then sure, you can disagree with the reform the Democrats do, but the thing you can't disagree with, the Republicans have not put forth meaningful legislation.
I can agree to that. I think they've been in power for a shade over 120 days. Give them time.
Bro, they've
Okay.
done 5 bills since they've been in power.
I mean, that's
How much
more
time do they
Congress
need?
than really the Trump administration. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, Trump
I mean,
doesn't
but-
pass bills. Congress passes bills. We need
The
Congress
Republicans
to pass
voted
Thank you,
bills.
against
that
the
proves
border
my
security
point.
bill.
What the
That proves
fuck?
my point.
The Republicans
You're
No,
voted
blaming
against the border
Trump.
security
literally,
bill.
stop. Literally,
What's up?
they've been in power. They have the House,
Okay.
they have the
I'll come
Senate,
in
they
there in a
have the
second.
executive, they have the executive branch. We need Republicans to pass bills, and they're in control of the House, which passes bills. They've only passed 5 bills.
Okay. When did they take control of the House? Was it not 120 some odd days ago?
Yes.
Or were they in charge?
Why haven't they
from
passed
2018?
bills?
Okay. Give them 100. It's 120 days. Give them time. That's all I'm asking. Because you're
Why
going to
does-
make the argument they don't want to pass bills. I don't think it's they don't want to. I just think they're lazy.
Okay, Nikki. So how much time? Where's the goalpost being moved? Because Trump promised on day one that he was going to lower egg prices, gas prices, that he was going to remove taxes on tips and overtime, and all this other, bull. And all so many people who are Trump supporters keep saying is, we got to give him time, we got to give him time, we got to give him time. And the moment that, Biden or anything a Democrat says, or like a policy or something like that, it can't happen quick enough. And it's like, no, it's not quick enough. So which is it?
I guess I've never made the argument that Republicans are better at passing bills than Democrats, so I don't know how to defend that. I think they're both awful. I think they're both cut from the same side of the coin.
Who did you vote for?
Republicans don't care, man. They don't care. It's that simple.
I,
They already
I,
had to
I
vote.
vote the way that I do because I don't just subscribe to
Okay.
let's just say a
That's,
portion
that's
of
not,
your
that's not what I asked.
policy.
I asked who you voted for.
I voted for Trump.
So you're a Trump supporter.
I wouldn't argue I'm a supporter of his. I'm very critical of him, actually. I would actually say he was the lesser of two evils, if you can believe that.
I
You
don't
are
believe it. I don't
you are
believe it because while
absolutely a Trump supporter.
I don't believe it because while you've been sitting here this entire time saying
I'm not, but you can't make that
I thought
claim.
I was speaking. That's kind of crazy. While you've been sitting here this entire time going on and on and on about immigrants and crime, you voted for a felon. You voted for a rapist, and you have the nerve to sit here and say that for real?
Yep. Can you believe
Amazing.
that he was the lesser of the two evils when all of those things are true?
No, I don't believe
You're a
that because he
hypocrite.
wasn't.
Because
He wasn't.
Kamala Harris
You don't
wasn't
care.
chosen by the
You
Democratic
don't
Party to
care.
run as a
Kamala.
candidate. I'm sorry, Kamala. You're right. My apologies.
Bro, that's such a
Kamala.
bullshit excuse. You don't care about that. You don't give a shit
What?
about that. You don't
The
care
name?
about that. She was chosen by the Democratic Party. Yeah, I care about the name. It's a microaggression towards black women that you mispronounce their name intentionally when you know her name is Kamala. And when you mispronounce it intentionally, that's a microaggression.
Did I not apologize for that? I mean,
so I care about that, but I wasn't actually talking about that part, right? You don't care about her not being chosen by the Democratic Party. You guys give a shit less about that. You don't fucking care, dude.
I do. I can't speak for everybody, but I do.
You voted for a felon. You don't care about process. You don't care about crime.
I mean, I'll tell you who I am. I voted for Hillary in 2016, and I voted for Biden in 2020. That's who I am.
So you would have voted for Biden?
No, I think his cognitive decline was very. I think it was very bad.
Have you actually seen Trump cognitive decline?
I think he is the same amount of cognitive decline that he was in 2018. So.
Absolutely not.
Okay, so
you think he's worse now than he was back then?
Yes.
Okay, full stop. I work in healthcare, and I have for over 10 years.
So is my fiance.
Good for them. But you don't.
Okay.
And I do. What you see with Trump is absolutely dementia and sundowning. And to say that Trump and Biden are anywhere near the same level of cognition is absolute lunacy.
So
yeah, just throw it away. I'll go get it. I'll go get some.
I say you don't care because one, the political process for the Democratic Party was completely in line. Nobody actually threw their hat in the ring with her, and on top of that,
because they were told not to. What are you talking about?
She was the vice president. What would it look like if we skipped over the vice president as the nominee?
I would show a severe lack of confidence in that person, but you guys probably would have been smart to do that. She was a horrible candidate.
Yeah,
horrible.
No, she was the most qualified candidate.
Then why didn't she beat Trump? If she was the most qualified, why didn't she beat him?
Because America is misogynistic and racist.
Oh, because 60% of America is misogynistic.
Because of who? What?
Because a majority of America
60% of America does not. 60% of
weird.
America does not support Trump.
Okay.
So hey man,
70 million of 130.
Were you upset? Were you upset when Donald Trump didn't do any debates?
I think he did do debates.
I think 100% he did not do debates during his primary with the Republican Party.
Oh, my apologies.
Nope.
Okay, yes. For the Republican, I think that was very disrespectful. I think that's part of the process.
But it's part of the process, but you didn't care when he didn't follow the process. You do care just
No,
because it was
I actually don't. I didn't like the fact that he was doing that. I thought it was very arrogant, and I thought it was like, oh, you just don't owe it to the American people. But I mean,
But you didn't care.
that's not really a non-starter for me in that regard, because still
That's
people
literally
voted
why
on
you said
him.
you didn't.
No. He won those states. He just did it without debating.
Yeah, no, you said that's why you didn't choose.
No, Kamala
was
did.
because
Kamala. I'm sorry, Kamala was not voted on in the states in a primary. She just wasn't. Biden
Why do you
was.
care? Why do you care?
Because if you're installing somebody, that's very different
She
than
wasn't
people voting on.
installed, dude. Jesus Christ.
So you would
What
rather
would you
vote
call it?
for a
I guess what would you
fascist
call it?
rapist? You would
What would you
rather
I
call
vote
it?
for a lying con man rapist?
Yeah, he was.
Yes.
He did. Wow, that speaks volumes on you.
she wasn't installed. I voted for the Biden Harris ticket. That's what I voted for in my primary.
Hmm.
That's not installed.
Yeah,
If
she's on a
Biden
ticket
couldn't
already.
So
run,
you
yeah.
voted that ticket well aware that she was going to be the true president of the United States at the end of the day.
No, I voted that ticket well
It was
aware that
very
if
likely.
Biden couldn't finish, yeah, that Harris was up next, and I was fine with that.
Drew,
would
Drew,
have-
appreciate it with a 30. Drew has paid
Oh,
to
thank you.
move on.
Hero.
Let's finish this up. Nikki,
is a
final
hero.
thoughts.
I got to go to the store to get stuff.
Drew,
for
can we
dinner.
get some
I
dubs
enjoyed
and
it,
jumps
guys.
in the
I
chat for
appreciate it.
Drew? Drew paid the 30 to Kig. All right, take care.
Y'all have a good one.
Yeah.
By the way, it's $30 to kick someone outright, or we have a kick pool you guys can tip into, and once we hit that kick pool, yeet. So you guys just send something over through Venmo or Cash App or over on YouTube Super Chats and say, this is part of the kick pool, and then I yeet them. Drew, appreciate it. Can we get some dubs? Drew saved us on that one. Drew, appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you guys want to
Really
support the channel, by the way, like Drew, there is a Venmo Cash App in the bio. Alternatively, you guys can sub over on here or hit us with the crabs. Not usually over on this account, but you can sub and just unsub. Simple. Apple Pay. I think it's like a beep beep thing. But you guys can help with the goal. Help us get us out on the For You page. Unfortunately, the other account is down right now because TikTok is acting up. So just doing what I can. But if you guys want to support, go sub over on YouTube. Go sub over on Patreon. Oh, man. Been a bit rough with the tariffs. But anyways, if you guys want to support, would appreciate it. That would be cool. We got big...
I bought a back scratcher on Amazon, and it's one of the best things I've ever bought in my life. It's
Sounds
fucking awesome.
I've been meaning to. I'm going to be real. I've been meaning to for years. For years I've been meaning to buy a back scratcher.
I got a good one. It's a handmade wooden one. It's good. It's nice.
Tic Tac, you have to do a show and
Big,
tell
what's
now.
up?
Oh, okay.
Big, you're live. Hello? All right. But yeah, if you guys enjoy the show, I'm not paid by anyone, unfortunately. You guys can sub over on YouTube. Tier 2, you guys get access to the playbacks. There's also other videos on YouTube if you guys want to watch over there. Do a morning show at 9 a.m. Pacific and a night show at 6 p.m. Pacific. Tonight, we're not doing one. We will do one tomorrow. We're just doing it a big, long-ass live today. But if you guys want to support the channel, want to keep it going because gonna be real. Might be... Might need a few more subathons because the tariffs have basically dried up ad revenue for literally everyone. And it's been a bit rough. So, but if you guys want to support, head over there. Would appreciate it. If you want to debate, go ahead and hop in the requests. And, yeah. Crabs.
Am I the
I
only
took
one who's
Baby
never
K to
been
the
bit by a
beach
backcatcher?
to look for crabs.
What's that,
Huh?
Fish?
I said, am I the only one who has never been excited by a back scratcher? Just me?
Maybe.
Everyone's like, yay, back scratcher. I'm like, okay, stick the fingers on it.
You've never had an itchy back and you couldn't reach it?
Yeah, but I have a wall.
Yeah, like a bear. You just scratch
Like
up
a
against
bear.
a tree.
Yeah. I'm like a Charmin bear. I just rub it on the wall.
Trump is, yeah, the pardons. My thoughts on the pardons. Criminals pardoning criminals, am I right? I thought he doesn't want criminals in the country. He keeps pardoning them. It's kind of weird. I do,
Tommy, you need a background
by the
with
way,
tacos.
take a wall. Oh, yeah?
Wait, was that an old man
Well, I did the
thing?
coward
Is that-
one.
is
I
that
don't
what
know, we
you're
just
all
don't come. Did Baby K have fun at the beach? Yeah, we went and looked for crabs. Crabs and saw a seal. A seal and some other
saying?
stuff.
Seal?
So, Felons of a Feather. It's a good one. Yeah.
Ooh,
The
I
taco.
like that.
Is anybody hopping in on the taco debate? Is anyone hopping in on the taco debate, by the way?
I like birria and carne asada the best. How about you?
I like birria. Are people
get the
hopping in the
sauce to
taco
dip it in?
debate though about Trump? He's upset by it, by
Love
the
me
way.
some chicken tacos.
Do you dip it in ramen?
What?
That sounds amazing.
You gotta get ramen birria.
You
What I'm doing tonight.
Ramen and
You done?
tacos.
Yeah, ramen
Oh, you
birria.
done?
Yeah,
Damn it.
it's good
Are
stuff.
you still working?
I missed out on so many
But
things.
you make wait. You make
Huh?
the so you know the birria sauce that you dip the
You just go
taco
for a
in.
minute?
Consomme.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I was planning to.
you make the ramen in that sauce, and then eat that, and then that's what you dip it in. So when you dip it in your taco in, you pull up ramen. It's fuck. I'm hungry now.
You say hi?
Yeah, man.
No, have to. No, okay. All right.
There's a restaurant down here that does that.
All right. Well, all right. I'm gonna call it for the night, and we'll be
All
back live tomorrow. I have too much stuff to do in the morning to go live, but I'll be live at 6 p.m. Pacific, and I will probably be live midday sometime. So make sure you guys keep your notifications on. Don't have a debate here, but yeah, if you guys want to support the channel, please go join the Patreon or go sub over on YouTube. You know, I wish we had the support of larger creators. That'd be cool, but we don't. So we're just getting there, I guess. I don't know. See what happens. See if we keep going live. But if you guys want to support, would appreciate it. Tuesday and Thursday of next week, I think we'll have 2 long ass subathons right in the middle of the week. So, but yeah, if you guys want to support, would appreciate it. Hopefully, I don't know. We need these tariffs to stop though, because otherwise we're not gonna be able to go live. That's just what it is. It sucks, but anyway, appreciate everyone, guys. I will see.
Are we raiding?
Are we raiding? Who's to raid?
We got Polly, Fleece,
I'm gonna raid
Brett.
Polly. Polly's raided me
Sure.
before. We can raid Polly.
All right, guys. Y'all take care. Be safe. We'll see you tomorrow night.
All right,
You
guys.
Bye.
Yeah, gonna be real. Don't know if we're gonna be streaming for all that much longer. I'll know in the next month or two. If it doesn't turn around the next month or two, not really sure what's gonna happen. Be honest with you. Just being honest. I'll let you guys know as it comes up, but you should go sub because not looking good. All right, everyone. I'll see you guys tomorrow in the afternoon. Y'all have good one.